What's up, everybody? It is strange times indeed, and we are quarantined to the house. We're cooped up, but hopefully we're spending this time to work on something awesome. Uh, and for today, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it loose on this Sunday.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Sunday.
What we're doing today is checking out. Well, before we check out, we're gonna set up something cool for myself because I care about my future, people, and I want to look out for my future. I want to be able to come in one day and say, "Hey, I would like to use the new P4 kit from GGD, Get Good Drums, and I would like to use that to create a brand new song that I'm working on." I don't have a new song that I'm working on right now, but when I do, and I inevitably will do, when I do, I want to just come in and start creating right away. So how do I do that? I set up a template. That's this. It's this beautiful, lovely thing that I have in front of me that I took the time and care to map out one day. Now this template we use for something else. It was used for Modern and Massive, and I'm going to use it today for the lovely new P4 kit from P4 kit from GGD, Get Good Drums. And I'm going to set this up so that I can go ahead and use this whenever I want. So I just want to be able to come in here as a template and just start using this right away. So how do I do that? Well, first off, I have two KONTAKT tracks. One's just kind of an idea formation track, and it's just routed directly to the output. And then we have our mapped out audio channels, which is made specifically for the purposes of stemming out the recording or the performance into all their own separate constituent audio channels. Now, some of these are not going to be needed or make sense anymore. So we're going to map out only the ones that are needed. Some of the tracks are already labeled exactly the way I need them to be. So what I'm going to do is set up this template the way I want. I'm going to save it where I want it. And then I'm going to save it as an actual Pro Tools template. And then I may fool around with actually setting this up as a folder tracks template that I can just drop into, say, any existing session or any new session if I wanted to. Just as a thing, like, hey, I want to drop these drums the way I do drums in the template formation here. The way I do this, I just want to drop this into a new track one day. I can bundle, I think, all that up into a folder tracks channel. So I want to see if we can discover how to do that. I've never really researched it or figured it out before, so we'll see. We'll see how we go. Anyway, what I'm going to do for starters is, I know this is working. So if I test out the drum kit on both channels, everything's working just fine. If I open up the kick, then I see that these can be routed to individual channels. So let's start looking at routing the kick, and it looks like we just have one kick channel. So sub's gonna go bye-bye. Bye-bye. And this will just be called kick, because that's what that's called, right? So kick, that's going to go to stereo 1, and then I'm going to map the input here on the plugin. Well, I guess it's going to have to go to stereo 2. For some reason, stereo 1's not coming up on my system. I don't know why, people. I don't understand. I just do what I'm told. And so we have kick. We have kick on an individual channel. And that's going straight to, where's that going? That's going to the drum bus. So if I mute that channel, now the kick is gone. Kick is gone away. There it is. It's not gone. It's just there. But now it's on its own audio channel. Lovely, because I can record directly to this channel, or I can record to the idea formation channel and drop the MIDI onto that channel, and it can just, it'll be stemmed right out to audio, and it's already set up in my template. Imagine that. But that's what we're going for, guys. That's what we're going for. So we have an overheads channel and a room channel. So let's check this out. We just have, it's straightforward. So we're going to call this overheads. Right? And then we're going to call this room. I think that's what they're called on here. Am I right? Overheads room. And I bet you it's consistent when we click through the channels. And of fucking course it is. Now, we do have a number of individual, looks like mics on some of these guys, so we may utilize some of our extra channels for that. So we'll see what we got. But we are now sending overheads. We don't know where we're sending overheads actually yet. So let's get all the individual drums stemmed out first. So we have kick on number 2. We'll send, that means snare top and snare bottom to 3 and 4. So let's go ahead and map out 3 and 4. Now, there is a shortcut you can use. There's a video that I've got on my Instagram channel. It's on my YouTube channel as well. It's when I was mapping out the Invasion kit a while back, and there's just a shortcut you can use to do this. But I'm actually doing this very deliberately because I do want to step through this. It's a brand new drum kit. I just want to make sure I have this set up correctly. So I am going to go ahead and step through each of these and just make sure that that I've got this right. So let's see. All right, good. So we got top and bottom. What do we have for toms? We have rack tom 1, rack tom 2, floor tom 1, floor tom 2. So we have 4. So what I'm going to do is just check how many toms tracks we have. We're probably going to need one more. Let's duplicate this guy. And this is, I mean, this is boring work, guys. This is non-glamorous work. It's what this is meant to be. Because I don't want to do this when it's time to create. That's the bottom line. I don't want to do this when it's time to create. And I just want to get to it. So this is going to be set up. And I'm going to take the time to do it now and do it right and make sure it's done. Because when you want it done, You gotta do it yourself. No, I'm just teasing. But there's some truth to that. You really do. You gotta do the shit yourself. Make sure it's done right. Make sure it's done the way you want, and there's no excuse. So we got rack tom 1, 2. Rack tom 2 is going to number 6. Got floor tom 1, that's gonna go to number 7. Floor tom 2 to number 8. All right, good. And we got cymbals. There's a lot of cymbals. So we got hats, ride, China girl, splash left, splash C, mini hats, stack. Interesting. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra channels. So we need to duplicate. These. And this one. All right. And then we got hats, ride, China girl. And then we got splash mountain, splash center, mini hats, and stack. Right? And then we may have overwritten our overheads channel. That's all right. Use the room, one of these extra rooms channels for that. So we got hats, ride, China, right? Just name these off. Splash mountains, splash C, mini hats, stack, right? And then overhead and room. I think that's it. So now comes the test to see if we have enough outputs already set up for KONTAKT. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Let's go through and set up the cymbals. So we have nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We may just have enough. 17. We had 20 set up. I think 20 was for invasion. Invasion's got a ton of shit. So, which invasion's great too, by the way. Invasion is completely fucking badass. Great. But I am getting into the P4. This brand new one is fucking cool. I love it. So we're getting into this one. And right now, this is how we got it routed. We can control the pan and levels and all this stuff too. But let's go ahead and match our routings now that we got it all set up. So starting with number 9, we'll go ahead and route hats to number 9, ride to number 10, China girl. Number 11, Splash Mountain, is number 12. Splash C, number 13. Mini hats, it's number 14. Stack, it's number 15. Overheads is 16, and room is 17. And now we can go back through and make sure. So overheads is 16 and room is 17. We can make sure that is reflected now on all the other channels that had a overheads and room channel. Boom. Now we are all routed up. 16, 17. Give it a quick sound test. So we have stack. Where's our overheads? I'm wondering where these are. They're there. Let's see. Well, we're at least partially set up. And what we can do is go ahead and get this saved and get ready to save our template. So I've already got this saved in the most optimal location for where I want it in terms of just backup templates. But I do want to save this as a Pro Tools template. So what that means is going to File, Save as Template, and then I'll save this in the category. So I do want it in the True Fallacy category. No, I don't want any media included. And that's the template name that I want, because those are the other template names that I have in here right now. So I got one for Modern Massive Drums. Now I want one for P4 drums. That's what this is. So, okay. Committed. And now at any point in time, I could just go back and save as template and select that name again and save over it. So if I make some progress, which I might, I can go ahead and do that. That's great. Which I might make some progress right now. So as a bonus, let's mess around with moving this to a basic folder. I don't want it to go into a routing. Let me think about this. So I typically start routing these drums to their own channels. I don't want to do this yet, actually. So I'm rethinking this because I, generally speaking, start doing some routing of all the drums to an aux channel and do some reverb stuff. So we'll mess with all that and then we'll bundle it up into something we can drop into another jam. But other than that, until next time.